Hello, my friends. This video is twofold. The first part of this is for everybody. This is about how the tools that we use in neuroplastic recovery from chronic illness, why? Like, why do we do the things we do? I was having a conversation with a client yesterday, and she reminded me of that was kind of how I was too. And so many people who I think fall into this camp, if you're watching this video, this is probably you, who maybe have taken a neuroplasticity program or looking into neuroplasticity as an approach to healing. And yet when you have a really structured program, there can be this sense of like, okay, but why do I do all these practices? Why is it that I need to do what you're telling me to do? And why is it this? And for some of us, we can kind of just go along with it and that's fine. But for some of us, sooner or later, there's kind of this resistance of, but why? What's the point? Why? How does this make sense? On a deeper level, I am doing a very steep discount on my workshops, which are much more oriented towards just understanding your brain and nervous system and learning how to work with them and understanding the messages and learning how to rewire from that place of personal power versus just, well, the program said so. Or even the science says so, but really coming from science and programs and everything being something that's below you, where you're saying, I recognize what I need, and I'm using these things to help me understand how to meet my needs, versus externalizing our authority and just finding a sense of safety and doing what somebody else is telling us to do, because it's a very easy way to externalize safety, which is what this is all about. So that I'll explain a little bit more about how to access that. It'll be 66% off, like a third of the price usual for all of the workshops on my website for a period of time, a short-ish, medium-ish period of time for a very specific reason. So in terms of why we use these tools, every single tool that is used in a neuroplastic approach, from visualization to tapping to somatics to attuning to the sensations in your body, things like somatic experiencing, somatic tracking, learning how to identify and hold space for your emotions, it's later stage recovery, interrupting pathways, everything, using rhythm and beats to help us, like things like music, laughter, all of these things that we do in our gratitude, focusing on the positive, all of that. Why are we doing this? And so that doesn't feel so forced. Every single one is something that we naturally give small, in a healthy environment, a tribe and parents and a family around a child would use all of those same tactics to raise a healthy child, to give that attunement and containment. And the benefit of my personal journey with my own recovery from chronic illness is that it coincided with when, I was having my 5 children while my system was kind of going down, and then it bottomed out after my twins were born. And so I was in the midst of, that and I've always been very interested in like natural stuff and understanding these things. So when I was pregnant and when I was having my kids, I was learning about child development. I was learning about how to soothe and help babies feel safe and all of these different things. And so I could easily see the crossover between what I was doing to rewire my brain and what's just necessary for human beings to feel safe on an existential, most ancient possible human level. I was like, oh, this is the same thing. This is just how we're learning to apply it to ourselves as an adult versus applying it to a child, an exterior human, small human, when you're caring for a child. And that's the thing, is that when babies are little, like when they start crying, we pattern interrupt by picking them up and giving them that regulatory input, of that soothing input of a voice, that vibration, the warmth of being on the chest of someone who loves you, the heartbeat, the breath, the rhythm of the feet. We come into existence inside of this tight, safe hug, essentially, for the first 9 months of our existence. And we're surrounded by white noise. We have the heartbeat of our mother. The voice of our mother is there all the time. That rhythmic breathing, her footsteps, her laughter, all of that is there all the time, pretty much. I mean, even when you're even when mom's sleeping, the heartbeat in the womb is crazy loud. You've got all the swishing of amniotic fluid and blood going around. If you are a parent and you ever, listen to the ultrasound, it's wild how loud just like the amniotic fluid and the heartbeat are. And you hear the baby's little heartbeat in the background. It sounds like mouse feet compared to the noise of just the mother's body doing its thing. So that's where we start, and we come out into a world where, we're being held, we're being spoken to, we're being rocked and swayed, someone's carrying us around. And since the dawn of time, human beings have had to carry their children around in order to like keep them alive, for us to continue existing as a race. We're outside, we're surrounded by people who we tell stories. And you can think about visualization in a sense. We're telling ourselves a story that gives a sense of meaning and a compelling emotion towards something higher than our current experience. That's why we watch movies. That's why we read books. That's why we escape, that's why people love reading and books and that sort of thing. But from all of time, we've laughed, we've danced, we've spent time outside, we've had lots of physical touch, lots of contact with the white noise in nature, with animals and bird song. We've drummed and made music since the dawn of time. All the things we do in recovery are just ancient human ways of finding regulation and safety. They signal safety, and we're so disconnected from that it's not instinctual anymore. But we've always done this. And even the visualization, even the storytelling, like if you think about people around a fire telling stories, we tell inspiring stories of people before us who've, accomplished amazing things. We make up myths to make meaning of things. We tell amazing stories to stimulate the sense of possibility for our young ones. Those are the things you're doing for yourself when you visualize. So it's not just a meaningless, empty tool. It's not something that you're just doing. It's not because you're broken. It's not because the program said so. These things are profoundly ancient and human and profound. So all of that said, that's the approach that I take, is one of understanding the naturalness, in a sense, of the process, because it does feel very counterintuitive when we're interrupting our limbic system, our survival mechanism, with these things. It's never going to feel natural. But understanding that the process itself is organic, and that it's relational, and it's not just a matter of like doing what the program says because the program said to, that helps immensely. So in terms of the offering for the workshops, so I have a video I posted about a year ago, well, maybe 9 months ago. I've had a situation when I had my twins. I had something called diastasis recti. I had a really bad cough when my babies were. I was pretty far along in the pregnancy, and my son's head was like right in the middle of my stomach, and my connective tissue tore. And I've been kind of managing it, trying to heal it naturally, using exercise and alignment and like physical therapy type stuff. But after 9 years, I've realized that like the window for that possibility has passed. Recovery from chronic illness and everything else during that time has just been too much. Too many things to juggle, and there is a surgery I can get for it. So I've decided to go ahead and go in that direction. I had a wonderful, amazing human being offer to come help me with the post-op recovery. And that was what kind of spurred this on, was, okay, there's someone there to take care of me. So now I'm going to do this. So it's a very expensive surgery, and I'm confident that I will, the healthcare share I'm part of will cover some of it, at least, if not most of it, but it's still pretty pricey. So I'm doing a GoFundMe for the rest of the cost of this, because in all honesty, like most of the things I recovered to do, I still can't do because of this injury. Like everything is difficult, from just self-care, taking care of my house. I can't hike, I can't dance. Eating solid food is still hard because it's right in the middle of my stomach, and when there's nothing holding your stomach together, if you eat solid food, it's pretty uncomfortable. So there's just so many different things. Like I can't really play with my kids, sledding, swimming, like there's so much of life I can't do, and the things, even just basic day-to-day stuff, so difficult. I was like, this is ridiculous. I just need to get it taken care of. So that is the ask, and I'm big on abundance. Like an abundance mindset is everything. So I was thinking, okay, I want to ask you guys, because I know I've poured a lot into this community over time, but I want this to be something that's mutually beneficial. So I'm offering, instead of paying through my website and going through the normal way, offering a discount where instead of one workshop, you get 3 for $25, but you would send that $25 to the GoFundMe. So you guys can get more information, more of these perspectives that are just generally supportive of educating you as to how your brain and nervous system works for your recovery. And I can be supported in actually getting to enjoy the recovery that I built for myself. So that is my offering. If you are interested, this is going to be something I will be emailing directly, so I can send the workshops to you directly and not via the website and all the payment structures over there. So I'm going to have my my website and the GoFundMe in the bottom and the description box here. You can message me, and you could obviously just contribute if you'd like to. I am incredibly grateful for anybody who wants to just contribute. That's more than welcome. But I know that's just not, those of you I'm speaking to are also in a lot of need, and I respect that. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, which will last until the GoFundMe is complete, until I've raised enough money for what I need, this offer will stand. So if it's still a month or two out from the post date of this video, there's still a chance that I might not have hit the goal. So feel free to go ahead and email me and see, or click on the GoFundMe and see if it's complete. So you can fill out this questionnaire on my website and tell me that you are looking for the workshops, like looking to get the workshop deal, and go to the workshops page on my website. There are over 50 workshops. There's early stage and late stage. Feel free to look through all of them first, because there is, again, early stage and late stage is a semi-useful distinction, but you might find that some apply in the stages you think you're not in. So go ahead and look through all of them and send me the three, like the names of the three, or screenshot the three that you would be interested in. Or you can do more. You could do 6 for $50. That's fine. Like, no limit on this. I want everyone to take advantage of it. So email me. I will send them back to you once you've sent the GoFundMe, and once we're in contact and that's established, we'll figure out payment and sending of workshops. And yeah, I am very grateful for all of you out there who've just responded so well to my calling. Like, I love doing this, and I love being able to make this process more human for everybody and more genuinely healing. So sending you all my love, and I hope that, I'm excited and grateful that we get to heal together. It's a beautiful thing. Love you guys.